What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to have a little bit of a look at Nebula. There, that's right. Nebula has gone and been officially revealed from the Marvel Champions Living card game. I am very excited about this, as I'm sure a bunch of you are. And we need to have a little bit of a gander. First of all, my apologies. This was revealed just a little bit too late yesterday. Family commitments, etc. meant I had to wait till today to get to the video. I am sad about this. Mostly because I just love talking about Marvel Champions reveals. So, yeah, that would be kind of cool. And it is kind of cool, because we get to talk about Nebula. Incidentally, this was one of the ones that was previously leaked. I think it is fair to say that, yeah, they are becoming more and more true by the day. So Nebula then, what do we see? Well, starting off in alter ego form, no other name unfortunately here, just Nebula. You got recovery of 3, which is standard, hand size of 6, which is standard, hit points of 9, which is about as low as we get. This is very low in terms of hit points. And I know it's only 1 or 2 lower than like 10 or 11, but when you play with characters with 9 hit points, you really feel like they've got low hit points. But after you play a technique upgrade, you draw 2 cards, limited to once during the round. Well, we often see these draw abilities in alter ego mode. We don't usually see drawing 2. This is good. I like this very much. Although it does ask the question, what's a technique upgrade? Obviously, we'll get to that in a minute. Now, in hero mode, we've got 2 thwart, 2 attack, 2 defense, which is as standard as you can possibly get. Hand size goes down to 5 and the hit points stay at 9. But there is a forced response, meaning you have to do it. After your turn begins, resolve the special ability on each technique upgrade you control, and then discard them. Okay, probably time to look at some technique upgrades. So let's start off with evasive maneuvering. It is a 1-cost upgrade, making it extremely cheap. While in hero form, Nebula ignores the guard keyword, the patrol keyword, and the crisis icon. Now, the guard keyword would stop you attacking the villain. You'd have to go after the minion. The crisis icon would stop you taking threat off of the main scheme. It would make you go after the side scheme. And patrol is where you have to take out a minion before you can thwart the main scheme. Basically, all the things that would stop you attacking or thwarting as you like, you can completely bypass. It is a really good passive skill. And then the special skill here, the one which is activated when you are in hero mode at the start of your turn, but then makes you discard it, choose to either stun or confuse an enemy. But if you then resolve this skill and discard it because you're in hero form, that means that you are in a little bit of trouble because you lose this. And you can no longer ignore guard, patrol, and crisis icons. Unyielding Persistence is another 1-cost upgrade. While in hero form, you get +1 thwart, +1 attack, and stalwart. Stalwart, remember, stops you being confused or stunned. And the special skill here gives Nebula a tough status card. Wide Stance is the last one we're going to look at just for a moment here. And this one, while you're in hero form, you reduce the amount of damage you take from each attack by 1. Bearing in mind there's a bunch of minions that only do 1 damage, so they would essentially do nothing. And the special lets you look at the top 3 cards of the encounter deck, discard 1, and put the others back in any order. So you get rid of the one you're really scared of, and you can try and make sure that, you know, an encounter card you really don't want to see comes out as a boost card, or a card with 3 boost icons comes out as an encounter card, or whatever. It lets you basically stack the encounter deck to survive whatever the villain might otherwise be doing. Gives you a huge advantage. And this is where my initial love for Nebula comes. I adore this mechanic, because all of these technique upgrades give you really nice passive bonuses in hero form. But if you are in hero form at the start of your turn, you resolve these special skills which are good, but then you discard them, meaning you lose these really good passive skills. So there are going to be a bunch of turns where you need to go back into alter ego form after spending the turn in hero form, so that you essentially get to keep those upgrades. And then next turn you'll go to hero form and take advantage of all of them, but unless you've got some way to switch back into alter ego, you lose them at the end of your turn. And that forcing you to flip from hero to alter ego really makes me very, very happy indeed. But at this stage you're probably thinking what I was thinking. Well, alright then. But wouldn't it be lovely if we could resolve some of those special skills without having to be in hero mode at the beginning of our turn and lose the upgrades? Yes. Yes, it would. How about Combat Ready? A zero-cost event that is an alter ego action, and you either get to shuffle up to 2 technique upgrades from your discard pile into your deck, and by this point, hopefully your deck is a little bit lower, and that means you're going to have access to them a little bit faster, or discard cards from the top of your deck until you discard a technique upgrade, put it into play, yay, it's free, although all the ones we've seen so far only cost 1, and resolve its special ability. And let's be clear, there will be times in the game where you know exactly there's only 1 in there, so you'll know exactly what's going to happen. And this is, just to be clear, for 0 cost. Do remember, of course, if you are discarding cards on the top of your deck, you are getting closer to running out of your hero deck, and when your hero deck runs out, you do get dealt an encounter card. Do please bear that in mind. And then we've got Lethal Intent, an X cost event. Choose up to X technique upgrades you control and resolve each of the special abilities, i.e. you can pay 2 resources to resolve 2 of the special abilities, or you can pay, 6 to resolve 6 of them, if there even are 6 of them, which there might not be. You get what I mean. And then, of course, you can really go a little bit nuts here. Use Lethal Intent, which is a hero action. You've got to be in hero mode. Use all those special skills. And then at the start of your next turn, okay, fine, you lose the upgrades, but you get to use them a second time in quick succession. That could be fun. Now, Nebula comes out the box as a Justice character, although obviously you can remake it as you like. And we got some Justice cards to take a look at. Eros is a 2-cost, 2-health ally. 1 attack, taking a damage, not good. 2 thwarts, taking a damage, like it. But after you play Eros from your hand, you can fuse 1 minion for each science resource you use to pay for him. Yeah. That's cool, ladies and gentlemen. That's cool. I mean, hopefully you get to confuse 2, but even if you only get to confuse 1, you're still confusing minions, which gives you a turn in alter ego mode where those minions aren't scheming. I kind of like this. As a low-cost ally, this is cool. And then we've got Venom, Flash Thompson. I love seeing the ones that have had hero packs or are going to get hero packs coming out as allies as well. There's just something that makes me really happy about that, and it's hard to explain. Now, 4 cost, 4 health. I like 2 thwart, but not taking 2 damage. I love 3 attack, but not taking 2 damage. But while there is no threat on the main scheme, you reduce all the consequential damage taken by 1. So now it's 2 thwart taking a damage, which is good, and 3 attack taking a damage, which is great. And if you can get Venom into play, and you can keep threat off of the main scheme, Venom is a phenomenal attacker as an ally. Now, Justice Served is a 1-cost upgrade, which is limited to 1 per player. But after you thwart and remove the last threat from a scheme, and this could be main scheme or side scheme, you discard it and ready your hero, which is clearly awesome. You put down the 1-cost upgrade, and at some point, hopefully in the near future, you get to ready yourself and have an extra use of your character. That sounds good to me. Also, between this and Venom, we are really looking at, hey, would be nice if you could get all the threat off the main scheme now, wouldn't it? And we've got to look at Brains over Brawn, a 2-cost event, hero response. After your hero makes a basic thwart, deal damage to an enemy equal to your hero's thwart. So if you can really build up your thwart up to 3, 4, 5... and then use Brains over Brawn, you're doing just as much damage as you just thwarted. There is definitely a chance here that you can make this work and have a really, really ridiculous turn. Also love the artwork there of webbing together the ship. Yes, just like in the movie. Now, I thought it was really cool that in the Gamora hero pack, both the signature ally and nemesis minion were Nebula. Because that really played on the fact that in the comics, in the source material, etc., they were sisters who had a proper love-hate relationship, in that sometimes they were best friends and they worked together and all was good, and other times they were literally trying to kill each other. Well, in the Nebula hero pack, we see that Gamora is both the signature ally and the nemesis minion. I adore this. This makes me very happy indeed. Now, as an ally, we're talking 2 thwart taking a damage, 2 attack taking a damage, 3 health, 3 cost, which is fine. Pretty standard, honestly. But it's got a response. After you play Gamora, choose a technique upgrade you control and resolve its special ability. Well, we like these special abilities. They're really good. Now you get to go and resolve one of them just for playing Gamora? Yes. Like this. Like it a lot. Oh yeah, and there is actually a 1-cost team-up event, Daughters of Thanos, which is just a hero action to draw 3 cards. Remember, this can be used if you're playing a 2-player game with Gamora and Nebula, or you can use it if you are playing Nebula and you've got Gamora out as an ally, or if you're playing Gamora and you've got Nebula out as an ally. I like that they're popping this card in. And then Gamora as a nemesis minion, 2 scheme, 2 attack, 6 health. Not terrifying, not amongst the worst we've seen. Now, just like we saw with Nebula, when this minion enters play, you've got to discard the Gamora ally. We've got that rule about 1 of each character. So, yeah, you're not going to have the ally and the minion. That would be rude. And there is a forced response that after Gamora attacks and damages you, you've got to choose and discard an upgrade you control. Bearing in mind the entire hook of the Nebula deck is these techniques. And you're going to be losing all of them, and that is definitely a little bit sad. I am very excited about Nebula. I love the idea of playing around with these technique upgrades. I love the fact that when you're in hero form, you get passive bonuses, and at the start of your next turn, you get the big bonus, but you lose them. I love the fact that it's forcing you to really think about whether you're going to be in hero or alter ego mode. That makes the game more technical, more awkward, and as far as I'm concerned at least, a lot more fun. And throwing in Gamora as both the nemesis minion and signature ally, such a cool little nod back to the Gamora pack. Quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, this looks fun, but I want to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about a whole bunch of card games, including Marvel Champions. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.